Welcome back to the channel. My name is Douglas, and today I am very excited to announce the release of my very first string sound pack for the Nord Stage 4. You can get this string pack at my website, DSoundman.com. I'll link that in the description below, as well as the top comment below, so you can find that. If you've watched my videos on the Nord Stage 3 or the Nord Stage 4, where I talk about the sounds that come included with it, you'll probably notice that I don't speak very highly of the string programs and presets. For me, they just never have done it, and for my use case where I'm using it in church, in the background, behind piano, or I want something that's a little bit more emotional and moving, the string programs and presets that came with the 3 and the 4, they didn't fit my genres of music and didn't fit really what I was looking for in a string sound. Now there's some other keyboards out there. The MPC Key 61 has an amazing slow string sound. Some of the Yamahas and Korgs that I've played in the past have great sounds as well. And so a while ago I set out to use the samples, the string samples that come included with the Nord Stage 4, but to tweak them and add effects and layers and build string sounds that sound like the ones that I love from some of these other keyboards. So I put a lot of time into these programs, comparing them side by side as I built them with the sounds that I loved, and I was able to build sounds that I'll use that match, if not sound a little bit better than the ones I like from other keyboards. So really excited. I'm gonna play you a sampling of them here, but I have another video where it's just a straight demo, no talking, of all the sounds. And this video is a bit more of an intro, just talk about the 8 programs that come with it. I've also taken the unique string parts of them and put them as synth presets. You get 5 synth presets with this pack as well. So let's talk about the 8 programs. I'm gonna play you little samples of them and talk a little bit about why I created them and kind of the use cases for each of these sounds. So let's jump right in with this first one called Slow Strings. It really is just what it's labeled. I'm gonna play you a little sample of it here. Let's go with a key of maybe B flat. Got a nice slow intake, and then it lasts a little bit after, so it's great to sit behind other instruments, or if you want something that's not very punchy but is just going to kind of fill in that extra space, this one's perfect for that. And even though it's a warmer sound, it has just enough grit and bite to it that it stands out in the mix rather than falling down and just muddying things up. So this would be one of my favorites, and one that I'll come back to a lot as I play live in church and things like that. I have another variation of this where I've taken a piano sound and have tweaked it for live use. So I've done some EQ and effects on the piano, and there's 2 variations of this program. So this is called Piano String Set, and it's that slow string with some additional tweaks so it sits a little bit better underneath the piano. But with this one, you can use the Layer Scene 2 button right on the Nord Stage 4's panel to switch between a normal piano and a soft piano version. So let me just play you this, go with maybe the key of F on this one. The string sound itself is tied to the modulation wheel, so I can bring that all the way out and then bring that in. Then we can switch to Layer Scene 2, and we get that same string sound, no changes, so it stays. The string sound stays, but now I have a soft piano. Again, string sound is tied regardless of which layer scene you're in. String sound is on the modulation stone there. So those two sounds, the slow strings, the piano with the slow strings, perfect for live use, perfect for church, but these sounds aren't isolated to being used at church, as you'll see when I get to the action strings. So then I wanted something that was a little bit brighter, more full, and so I created a couple of string combos, and these utilize all 3 layers, different string sounds with a lot of different adjustments to each layer so that they sit well together. So this first one is a full string, but it's a slow, so it comes in a little bit slower. Again, it's a nice full string sound, but it's a little brighter. So if you need something that's going to cut through a little bit more, this one is going to be your sound. Now, on kind of the other side, I like this sound, but I wanted something that didn't have such a slow fade in. Because you get songs where you need something that you can change chords pretty quickly and notes pretty quickly without it getting all muddy. If I did that with the slow one, they don't come in fast enough for us to get all of those note changes. So this full string fast program, faster to come in, faster to leave. So as I'm playing, so still not extremely punchy, but it comes in a lot faster. Still gives you that full bright string sound in there. So then let's take this a step further, I said, and what if I need something that is really punchy? Something like you'd hear in an action movie. And so I worked on a string sound or string program that combines a few different sounds to give you that punch. But a lot of times when you get a string sound that's punchy, it also doesn't sustain very well. And so you get a lot of that dun, but then it fades out even if you're holding the sustain pedal. So I wanted something that was kind of in between, punchy, got that action sound to it, but also if I held it, I would have a nice string sound that would sustain. So this one's called Action Strings because it's kind of actiony. So just to pull a little bit from like the Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's got that punch to it, but then if you hold it, you can kind of play with the sustain pedal. So as you're playing notes, you're able to get those sustains with some of the punches in there. So without the sustain pedal, and then if I leverage the sustain pedal, super fun to play with. So then as I started to build these, I am a big synth pad guy, as you know from my other sound pack. And so I built a synth pad that goes really well with a string sound. So this one's called Slow String Pad, and it's a bit of that slow string sound coupled with a new synth pad that I built just for this because I wanted something that had a little bit of a swell to it, but didn't kind of overtake the string sound, if that makes sense. So this one's Slow String Pad. Let's go with a different key. Let's go with the good old trusty key of C. As you get up higher, you get this little bit of a sing to the notes. need something that's really warm and comes in, hit these lower notes. A lot of dynamics to that sound. It's got a little bit of movement in there, and then has that warmth, but then as you get up high, you can have a little bit more swell and a little bit more sparkle to it. So that one is slow string pad. Now, along with that, similar to the slow string piano combo, I have a string pad piano combo, which has the same, if I pull the string and pad all the way out, which they are tied to the modulation wheel here. So if I just play this, if I pull all the way out, let's just listen to the pianos real quick here. So again, there's some adjustments made here, so it's a little brighter, sits better in the mix live. And then the soft one. And then finally, the last sound or program here is a felt piano with some adjustments, an electric piano hidden behind there with a lot of effects drowning it, as well as a string sound tied to our modulation wheel here. So it's another variation of that slow string sound. If I just play that with nothing on the piano, and you'll notice this one moves back and forth, so it's got a little more movement than the normal slow string. And we bring that piano sound back in. So those are the 8 programs. Again, each of these, the slow string, the fast and slow full string, the action string, and the synth pad string are all presets. So if you have programs already built with pianos or organs or things like that, you can just grab the synth preset and bring that into your existing program. So really nice with the preset library, you can do that pretty quickly. So again, really excited to share these with you guys. I hope you enjoy them as much as I have, as I've been developing and building them, and I'll be using these string sounds in my music going forward. Really happy that the library of samples that come with the Nord Stage 4, they're great samples. It just takes time to kind of break them down and build them back up into what I think are string sounds that sound good. So I hope you guys enjoy them. Again, if you're interested in just the pure no talking demo, I'll throw a link in the description below as well as right here. You can go watch that. Thanks for watching, stay inspired, and keep making that music.